Okay, hey guys, it's the Oasis King again. Just got another quick review. This is Grotesque. Bought this well over a year ago. This is the Japanese Unrated Director's Cut. So far as I'm aware, it's the same as the subsequently released American version. This is one of the few films that remains banned in its entirety in the UK. It was banned back in 2009 because the BBFC felt that it lacked a moral compass. In the sense that the victims don't really have much characterization. There's not a lot of story, and it's concentrating mainly just on torture, and they feel that that's unacceptable and potentially dangerous to society, which is, again, as always, is up for question. As a film, I think it's brilliant. I like extreme horror films, and I think that compared to Saw or Hostel, this is better than either film from both series. This the violence kind of blows the violence in Saw away particularly, and also Hostel to a slightly lesser extent. And it's pretty explicit. It nails through the testicles, you know, people being forced to ejaculate on each other. It's pretty extreme stuff that you're not used to seeing, particularly here in Britain. It's a well-made film as well. It's you can really get into it. The very well acted. The killer is particularly. I'm not sure. I don't know the guy who plays him, but he's very, very effective. Very good presence. It's a pretty simple plot. Kidnaps a couple of young people, boy and a girl. Tortures them. His whole concept is you have to sexually arouse me, and if you can sufficiently arouse me, I won't kill you. I'll set you free. And he's aroused by tying them up to boards and torturing them. An interesting aspect of the film is the kidnapper tries to test the love that this newly got together young couple have for each other. The notion, will you die for me, or will you suffer for me, is shown in an explicit way. Which is interesting. That's an interesting take. I kind of wish that theme had been developed further. It's a bit too brief, really. It's a good sort of idea. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, I'll die for you. I'd do anything for you." But when you're faced with the situation tied up opposite your partner, would you do that? It's interesting. It sort of breaks them down, humiliates them in front of each other. He masturbates both of them, one after the other, and to orgasm. Which, again, I think even if this had been passed here, it would have been cut. That scene would have been cut first, along with many others. They have to play by his rules, and if they don't, they get punishment, such as fingers being chopped off. That's seen, same as the picture on the cover, or nails to the testicles, which is particularly nasty. It's got a very strange ending. There's a big soliloquy from the female character at the end, and she meets an almost comic book type fate, which I don't want to spoil too much, but it's a brilliant film. Not too hard to get hold of. This was the first release, I think, well, the first one I saw available on Amazon. It's since been released in America and is uncut. This has got the better cover though. It's a great picture. Unrated Director's Cut. I think that's just the tag for the Japanese version. It's region 2. You can remove the subtitles very easily. I think it's marked as it's all regions, this as well, so you get hold of it no matter where you live. Worth getting hold of. Whether this will be released or not in the UK, I don't know. I think the primary concern is the lack of the moral compass, which they also had trouble with for The Human Centipede 2, which nevertheless did eventually get a re-release, and the Bunny Game, which was recently banned for the same reason. There's no moral compass, so their fear is that people particularly Britons, for some reason, apparently we are more susceptible to this than the rest of the world, because it's Europe and America tends to have no problem with releasing this kind of thing, and no ill effect that anyone can see. But yeah, they seem to feel that us here in the UK, if we're going to watch torture porn, we're going to become rapists and murderers, so we should ban this and take it away from people. It seems a bit ridiculous, but it's a great film, well worth getting hold of if you're into horror films. Check it out on Amazon or eBay, get hold of it anywhere. Good performances, very realistic special effects, and it's quite comical as well in a dark way, so worth getting hold of, good addition to the collection.